Hi Spoopy fam, in this video we will be doing another r/no sleep video. I am filming this the day I'm posting. I am extremely stressed out for all the editing I have to do, but you do what you gotta do, am I right? Anyways, let's get right into the story. How will they explain to your pets that you died? I always heard that when you feel suicidal, you should think about your dog or cat, or bunny, guinea pig, whatever. They will never be able to understand why you were suddenly gone. Thinking about it made my heart ache, but I never imagined I would go through this, until the day I woke up to my best friend's mother calling me hysterically. Sophia left a suicide note about how she had been struggling with bipolar disorder ever since high school, and that she was harassed at work, but couldn't quit. She then jumped in front of a train, and by the time the rail's electricity was turned off, her body was dehydrated to 1/4 of its weight. It was an awful way to go. Sophia was a single mother living with her 2-year-olds in a big city, and she refused to just admit that she couldn't do this alone. She'd literally rather die than crawl back to her parents' farm. Both Sophia and I had moved out of the perishable little town we grew up in, but our personal lives and careers still took us to a different direction. I still considered her my closest friend, and I knew that I was the only person she ever trusted too, but our contact was a bit sparse, with her living across the country with a baby while I tried my luck being overworked on the nearest big city. After the call, before I even allowed myself to cry, I immediately let my boss know that tragedy had happened to my best friend, prepared in a small valise, and then caught the bus back home. I'm so sorry I called you Blair. It's just that you were the one Soph called when she was in trouble. It's true, it was always Blair. Sophia and the dogs against the world. We had been bullied and maliciously pranked to no end during our childhood and teenage years, but we endured it together. We even planned living together during college, but when push comes to shove, this opportunity didn't present itself. I helped Sophia's mother and older brother with all the bureaucratic matters, doing my best to make myself useful. Her brother had 2 children of his own and was going to foster his niece until they figured things out with her bio dad. But he couldn't keep the dog. One of the kids is terribly allergic. Sophia had Jules since her senior year, and I knew how much that dog meant to her. I thought my best friend would be happy to know I had her back, wherever she was. Also, doing something for her helped me dealing with my mourning and my guilty for not staying by her side. I sure as hell couldn't handle a human toddler, so I decided to care for her beloved pet. So after a few depressing days spent back in that hell of a small town, I brought Jules back with me. I knew my cat Nefertiti would need a little time to get used to her new roommate, but she's a good girl. Jules was a lovely beagle, and we seemed to get along just fine during the bus trip and then on the Uber. The first strange thing that happened as soon as we entered my apartment and I freed Jules from the transport box, Jules ran to the window and started scratching it. She then realized the bedroom window was open and ran in its direction. The dog tried to jump from the window. I knew that Sophia used to live on the 3rd floor apartment, so maybe Jules was scared of being on the 14th now, but it was just so unnatural, like the dog deliberately wanted to jump to its death. Fortunately, I had nets on all my windows to protect Nefertiti from falling. The dog just cried a little bit. I was devastated. Somehow Jules knew that her owner was gone. The days went by. Jules was an indoor dog, so we didn't go out much, but I decided to take her for a little exercise at least once a week. The elevator freaked the dog out. She absolutely refused to enter the metal box, but she scratched the door eagerly as soon as it moved to the next floor. We had to take the stairs both up and down. A few neighbors tried to help, to no avail. I started feeling a little overwhelmed, but the poor thing had lost her owner. Of course she would be acting strange. The second time we went out for a walk, Jules was very well behaved around the elevator, but on the very moment we stepped out of the building, she ran towards the traffic. It was almost impossible to keep her from being ran over from cars, motorcycles, and buses. At that moment, I didn't even realize that my own life too had been at risk. Maybe my street is far too busy, or I should move to a quieter place, get an apartment that's on the lower floor. After this 3rd incident, Jules' behavior was flawless. But a few strange events were happening to us. First, my car ride. We were going to the vet, and if my Uber was an exceptionally agile driver, we would have been T-boned. After we escaped by less than a second, the dangerously fast car rear-ended another. Fortunately, the accident didn't seem as serious as it would have been if the runaway car crashed perpendicularly, aka against us. Less than a week after that, I took Jules to a park nearby. We sat by the lake. The small wood pier was rotten, but it felt perfectly steady. Still, the two of us abruptly fell into the lake. It was a miracle that a lifeguard decided to make some exercise nearby on her day off. After that, I was actually scared, but it didn't stop. When I took Jules to a pet parlor for some grooming and bathing, part of the roof fell, almost killing everyone inside. I can't even tell you how everyone survived, with only scratches and a few sprained limbs. The building was brand new, and after the place was inspected, the case was vaguely ruled as possibly due to the subway trepidation nearby. And then we have last night. I was prescribed sleeping pills since I was still shaken to the pet parlor incident, not sure if I was sleeping or not. My brain felt restless and anxious, but I didn't smell it at first. I woke up to a long, loud, and painful meow from Nefertiti. She scratched at my door desperately, and I realized there was a gas leakage in my apartment. I ran downstairs in the dark, terrified that any spark could cause an explosion. As I escaped in my pajamas and slippers, carrying only my cat and dog in my arms, I swear I could hear Sophia's voice. Come. It's so lonely here. As I typed this, the police is inspecting my house to figure out if someone deliberately left my stove switch open. I still have Jules with me, but I think we should part ways. Our presence puts everyone else at risk. It's not that hard for people or pets to understand that someone is gone, but it's impossible to explain to a tormented soul that death means having to part ways with the living. So I've been considering to do what I always do. Keep Sophia company. Oh my god. Wow. Okay. I seriously hope that that OP was just making that as a joke. But if not, I really hope she gets some help, because her cat would be devastated too. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Come back tomorrow for another, and I will see you later. Goodbye.